Hey guys, welcome. Today we're talking about important relationship lessons that girls learn too late.
Like, honestly, even like my boyfriend now, like I tell him too, I was like, you honestly weren't my regular type. And he ended up being my soulmate in my eyes because I was into like douchebags before him. So it's like, I would not have given him a chance, but I was like, oh, he's nice, he's funny. And then I was like, oh shoot, like I just took a chance on a good guy, even though that wasn't my type before, you know?
What was your type?
I'd say guys with like huge egos.
Oh,
yeah,
I
and
didn't
he's
know
a
that
very
ego
like
was gonna follow
humble
from
person.
that. Huge egos.
Yeah, like that was my type before him. Like always huge egos, like not good intentions, and then my boyfriend now is very like humble, amazing intentions.
Question for you. So, how many of the jerks and boys did you have to go through before you gave him a shot?
Honestly, I'd say quite a lot. Like hookup culture toxic, because it was toxic. It was so bad for my mental health. The guys were terrible, and it's refreshing.
Women like the bad boys and men of high social status because these guys create excitement and make them feel alive. But when their mental health is ruined and their lives are in shambles, they turn back to the nice guy who'll take care of them. It's the same cycle over and over again. Men need to understand that they shouldn't be a woman's last resort after she's made one bad decision after another. We are the prize. We deserve better.
Every single woman in my life that has showed any romantic interest in me, with the exception of maybe one, has used me, manipulated me, abused me. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm just not an attractive man. I'm not. But I got cool things. And I thought to myself foolishly this last time that things might be different, but lo and behold, I was correct. I spent $300 on this girl trying to show her a good time, to only have her ghost me and never speak to me again.
I feel bad for this bro. He needs to realize that there is more to life than just having a girlfriend, and he needs to stop putting women on a pedestal. He also needs to stop spending too much money on them, as he's clearly been brainwashed into thinking that's what women want. The real key is to work on yourself first, and then women will naturally start to be attracted to you instead of the other way around.
I believe a man can love a woman unconditionally, but I don't think a woman can love a man unconditionally.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I beg to differ. I think it's the other way around.
No.
I think a woman can love a man unconditionally. And
Not
most men...
Not forever.
You don't think so?
No.
Damn.
No. I think when a man loves a woman for real, like, he'll love her forever.
Sadly, this is true. Women love what you provide them, not who you are. If a man is no longer able to provide for her, she will quickly find another man who can. Men, on the other hand, love women for who they are, not what they have. We stick with our wives through sickness and health, and we are willing to help them through their hardest times. Women are not capable of loving unconditionally. It's just not in their nature. No money, no honey.
Breaking up with girls, what you have to do when it's not working with a girl is wish them luck, walk away, and don't look back. And there's two reasons for that. Number one, if there's any chance that it's going to work out, the best possible way for you to get it to work out is by wishing them luck, walking away, and don't look back. Because if there is something there, she will let you know eventually. And if there's nothing there, you're going to know that too, because you never hear from her again. That's fine.
I agree with this statement 100%. When things aren't working with a girl, move on. Don't waste your time and energy trying to make something happen that isn't meant to be. There are plenty of other girls out there, and you don't need to force things with this one. Just wish her luck and move on with your life. If she's meant to be with you, she'll come back. But if not, you can move on. This is a classic example of double standards. Women want to judge men based on their physical attributes, but if a guy does the same thing to them, they get offended. It's even worse when you compare height and weight because height is not something you can't control, so this video is funny. But small error, my bro, get the titanium scale, the glass one will break.
recently was going on dates with a man, and nice guy, good guy, treated me well. But once I realized that he was not my husband, because I'm only looking for husband energy at the moment, I ended things with him, and I sent him a text, because like it wasn't that serious, you know, I didn't feel like I needed to like, do it in person. Anyways, I sent him a text, told him that I didn't see it going any further, and he agreed. He said that he didn't think that he could make me happy. And while I appreciate that, it was a very kind response, he didn't even try. He didn't even try and say that he like wanted to change, that he wanted to like whatever. Like, I can be manipulated. I will listen to you. But you didn't even try.
Good men have zero interest in these relationship games and chasing something that doesn't want to be caught. They no longer even question if you're trying to play a game. They just take what you say at face value. And it sounds like he wanted wife energy, not red flag, want to play games, not so serious girl energy. So at that point he said, okay, yeah, I agree. Move on.
This girl sounds spoiled and narcissistic. She expected the guy to jump through hoops and bend over backward just to prove his love to her. When he didn't do that, she complained that he didn't fight for her and tried to manipulate her. This woman clearly has unrealistic expectations and wants men to revolve around her and treat her like some kind of goddess. This is a toxic viewpoint that many modern women have, and it needs to be dealt with.
Men don't need women, women need men. Men could survive without women. If all the women disappeared tomorrow, men would be fine outside of reproduction. If tomorrow they made artificial wombs, what would they need a woman for? Who's a better companion, men or women? So men built the world. All the hard jobs are done by men. If men disappeared tomorrow, society would collapse. Men built the world that we complain about. Men can be alone, women can't. Women are social beings. We need attention. And men don't. You don't see women going out to the woods and just roughing it. That's a man thing. Who's camping and fishing? It's not us.
She's right. Men have built the world, and men are the ones who do all the hard work. Without men, society would collapse. Women have become addicted to the comfort and luxury that men have provided for them. They have become spoiled and entitled, demanding more and more. Men are the glue that holds society together, and they deserve to be respected and appreciated for that.
Life is just not easy for the woman when she hits a certain age. We're talking about women who've kind of had this high life and then they've stopped getting offers because maybe now she's hit like 38, 40. And then it's almost like they've kind of gone into this dark hole now. It's so toxic, it's like horrible.
Well, here's the thing. Most men don't feel sorry for those women, and I'll tell you why. The reason men don't feel sorry for them is because the experience that she begins to go through when she's older is the experience 90% of men go through every single day. The guy who works at the post office, the guy who helped you pack your bag, the guy who delivered your Amazon parcel, the guy in your class, the guy that you worked with, most guys are invisible. It is only the high value guys that catches women's attention, the guy who's tall, attractive, in shape, successful. So when women who have had that taste of the high life, have been that desirable, gotten all the attention, everything, they then get to a point where now they're being treated how most guys are treated.
I think that guy is spot on. Women, particularly attractive women, are used to having men chase after them. They're spoiled by attention and validation for most of their lives. So when they hit a certain age and those offers start to dry up, they're unable to cope. It's like taking candy away from a child. Men, on the other hand, are used to being invisible and ignored. We know what it's like to come last and be treated like a second-class citizen. We don't expect women to be sympathetic towards us. We just get on with life.
Your future will matter to her, so her past should matter to you. The game is brutal, but still fair. Now, I really don't want to get super red pilly. I really don't want to. But I do believe this to be true. Women are going to bet on your future. And the female human is not the only species that does this. There are many animal groups that mate based on what the man can provide to the woman in the relationship. Protection, strong offspring, etc. She's gonna bank on who you may become. If you want a further example of this, take a couple passengers I was driving the other week. I picked up this one girl who was on FaceTime with her girlfriend. I was taking her down to the strip district. And all they talked about for 30 minutes were the salaries of the guys they were going on first dates with. They were literally Googling the salaries for the positions that these guys had on their LinkedIns. And she was like, oh girl, and I was like, what the fuck?
Women often choose to date men based on what they can provide in the future. They're attracted to a man's potential and want to feel safe and protected by a man who will become a successful and dependable provider. In return, you have totally the right to care about her past. If a woman has a history of being promiscuous, for example, or doing things that are undesirable, then you should consider that carefully when deciding whether you want to pursue a relationship with her.
Being fair, when you women were in your 20s, yeah, I was in my 20s and our teens, you didn't pick us, you were dating older men, you were jumping in the cars out to the rave, all the men that were popping the bottles, the uncles, you know you did it, yeah? So then hold on a second, but you know girls that did it, they were dating the older man, the man with the big bikes, all the mans were pulling up in it, yeah? So then you didn't date men your age, you didn't care about the boys your age, so then the boys your age went out there, we went and got peas, we went and built up ourselves, we went and became something. Now, we own businesses, we got peas, now in our 30s, you women are coming back with a high body count, with trauma, talking about my ex, talking about this, some of you coming with kids, and all of a sudden now you expect us to pick you, but guess what? There's a whole group of women now that find us attractive, that want us, that see us for who are, and you want to tell me it's about manipulation? Nah, sorry, you're just hating on the fact that it's younger people. Sorry.
My question was, why don't you date women your own age?
I do.
Oh, okay.
The bro described a classic example of women wanting to have it all. When women are in their 20s, they are attracted to older men who can provide them security and stability. As they get into their 30s, they have fewer options, so they want to settle with same-age guys. But those older men are no longer interested, as they are busy dating younger women themselves. So the cycle continues. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Kings, stay focused.